Hi, it's me again. So this will be my final reflection for life-saving swimming as a creative service experience. Um, it's lasted longer than I thought it would because just swimming has always been a strong suit for me. But I think throughout this experience, it's really taught me not just the responsibility towards myself to keep myself safe, but the outwards responsibility of, you know, in case someone else finds themselves in danger, I have the responsibility to act based on my knowledge and based on what I know how to do to ensure that their life is saved in the safest way possible. Um, I think it's important to know why I ended up doing this experience. I might have alluded to it before, but I'm not sure. Um, about a year ago, I think, I was at a beach in Phuket, and there was this girl, right, a very small girl, on in the water, and she started to drown. Right, her parents weren't watching, and um, I remember seeing the lifeguard going and saving her, and then he sort of scolded the parents, saying that they needed to be more responsible. Um, but I I was the one that alerted the lifeguard because I feel like I think I was the first person to see it, and I didn't see anybody else, screaming at the lifeguard to go save her. Um, but after that, it sort of got me thinking, what if there wasn't a lifeguard there? What would anybody have done, right? Because if I was the first person to notice, I had no experience or no training on how to react or what to do. So, what would have happened if a lifeguard wasn't there? So I think that's really one of the driving events that got me started for life saving. Um, and then I think the next one was the fact that I didn't really know what to do for creativity at first. Excuse me. But then Sunshine said that he was doing life saving swimming, and then just it just clicked. Yeah, that's what I want to do because I don't want to have to feel powerless in a situation where someone else's life is being it has the potential to be taken away. Um, so I want to be able to take action, but with that comes a huge responsibility of not only doing it, but doing it right. Because if you don't do it right, the risk of them getting injured potentially even increases exponentially. So yeah, so just to give a bit of context. So now I need to mention my learning outcomes. The first big one is strength and growth. Again, swimming has always been a strong suit of mine, and again, excuse me, excuse me, and then applying it now to life saving, is I find very useful. For example, if the person is maybe unconscious, which is very bad, we learned how to carry their heads above water as we swim, and that requires a lot of leg strength as well as arm strength, because you're carrying an entire person. We practice this by using a hollow orange buoy, in the form of a man, and then we filled it up with water. But it's really difficult because we never filled it up completely because it proved to be too heavy. But I can't imagine having to lift a full human, and the buoy didn't have any arms or legs. So imagine the arms and the legs and the human. Maybe the person is even thrashing. So that's when skills like the rope throw or the buoy throw really come in handy. But if you have no other option, the only other option you have is to put your hand under their neck, like the scruff of their neck, and then hold them up like this so that their head's above water so that they can still breathe. But something I found very hard is I ended up kicking the buoy a lot. And if you do that to an unconscious person who you haven't done an assessment of what kind of injuries they might have, that's very bad. So I really need to try and move my legs in a way that I can still kick as effectively and as powerfully, to get to ground as fast as possible, but also the safest way possible. So yeah, so swimming, my strength growth would just be better applying it in better ways to life saving, which I honestly think I've been able to do. So challenges and skills. Um, it's really, I think, about the fact that I haven't before life saving. I took like a huge break, like maybe 2.5 ish years of not swimming. So excuse me. So, excuse me, I'm very tired. Um, Yeah, so the Kunvarin tip, which I'm very grateful to, allowed me to sort of train before the to train before the life saving session actually started with the team. So I think that really helped in getting my fitness and my physique back up to a level in which I could be effective in performing my duties as a lifesaver. Um, so yeah, so I think the challenge was just not only getting back into that swimming mentality, life saving mentality, and also physique. Yeah, that's just I think the biggest challenge. The skill. The main skill I've learned is how to life save, how to rope throw, how to bowie throw. But one thing that I do regret is that we didn't go a lot through life saving theory, which is so because practical is very important. Like the practicality of it, doing it is extremely important. But I feel like we didn't go through theory enough in the sense that what if scenarios, right? So what if the person is thrashing or they're scared? Because if you're scared and you're scared of losing your life, you will inevitably start thrashing around, not listening, being scared, being panicking, right? But we never went through a scenario of what happens if the person you're trying to save is kicking at you or is punching you, because our main goal if we're drowning is to stay above water, and when we panic, we tend to do very elaborate, well, not elaborate, but very panicky movements to stay above water, no matter who it hurts. So as a lifesaver, how do you react to that? How do you calm them down? How do you make sure that they cooperate so that you can both safely go back to shore? So that's just an example. But overall, I think it was a very good experience. I learned a lot, definitely, um, and I really hope that I can apply it to save someone else's life one day. Thank you, and goodbye.